Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Grumman Pilot's YouTube channel. And today we're going to talk about learning to walk again in a Rewalk Exoskeleton. It's a complicated and sophisticated piece of equipment, and I think you'll like learning more about it and learning the process of learning how to walk again in it. So stay tuned for all our fun. So we would like to ask you please subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the notify to stay current with our content. So this is all video that Shot Monkey shot back on March 25th of this year when I was being introduced to the exoskeleton. And by the way, for those of you who may remember some ancient movie fans, we have actually named my exoskeleton Claude, as in Claude Rains, the first Invisible Man. And the reason we do that is because when you see it in motion like this, you don't really... It takes a while to get used to the fact that there's nobody in it. And then when you're in it, you're along for the ride. But let me point out here that all the people wearing red t-shirts that day, with the exception of Luann, who only has a master's, all of those folks have doctorates in either occupational therapy or physical therapy. And that's the staff that is being trained with the exoskeleton when it came down here for me to use. So anyway, we're going to keep you posted and bring you some updates from later months. But anyway, we're coming along with it, and let's talk a little bit about what it is to learn to walk in an exoskeleton. This will not be all-inclusive of what the exoskeleton can do, and whether it's suited for you or not, please check with your doctor and your therapist. But it is a great sophisticated piece of equipment. And when we put it on, and that's the process right there, is we clamp it to your lower body, and then it has three basic modes. You can sit in it, as I'm sitting in it now, whether I'm attached to it or not. There's a standing mode where it will actually elevate my body, and that's when I need the poles to be able to keep my balance. Of course, you can always rest against the wall in that position, but then it also has a walk mode where it begins to move right foot, then left foot, and as long as you keep your balance and cadence right, you can walk quite a distance, and then you stop by throwing off your balance so that you cause one foot to scuff, and that becomes your braking, and it stops the system from pursuing motion at that point. A nice system. Now, this is my first day introduction again to the exoskeleton. The gentleman right there helping me, Zach, is a doctor of physical therapy, and made me look very good walking for the first time in an exoskeleton. Now, these exoskeletons are complicated pieces of equipment, and I'm trying to give you some kind of a relevance because most of the people who will be watching this will be pilots. There's about 300 hours of training, and that is supervised training, to learn to use the exoskeleton to be independent enough in its use that you can come home with it. Now, right now, our sessions that we use are about an hour each. Rewalk assumes that each session of the 150 will be 2 hours. So we're at about hour 41 or 42 of that journey of 300 hours, but already I'm at the point that I'm on the advanced checklist, and we're going to pull those and show those up in a minute to show you kind of what all you need to learn to do it. But again, a nice system to use, and it does help with circulation, bowel, and bladder movement. So all pluses for those of you who are stuck in a wheelchair. I won't bore you with too many details, but once you get standing, then you learn on working on your balance and what it's going to mean to shift your weight and all, so that you begin to have a function of motion in the machine. Again, it's a complicated, sophisticated thing. But when you are getting checked out in it, there are a number of tasks that you have to achieve, and let's go through that task right now. Now, the basic skill inventory checklist goes with 15 items. The first is transfers, meaning getting out of your chair or off a piece of furniture and into the exoskeleton, and that means getting into it. Then there's the manual joint adjustment. If you have to adjust it so that your knees are perfectly at the bend. Once it's adjusted for you, you don't have to do that again, but you do have to learn how to do that. Then there's donning and doffing of the system, meaning I'm going to clamp it all up on me and get ready to stand, and then I'm also going to sit down at the end of it, and I'm going to unclip out of the system, and then transfer back to my normal chair. Then you have to look at a standing balance. That's another task you have to learn how to do, and that means throwing yourself off balance and being able to recover. Then you have to sit to stand and stand to sit routine you learn. Then you learn how to use the watch communicator. Then you do a 10-meter walk test at about 1 mile an hour. Then you have to learn to turn to the left and the right up to 180 degrees. And in the more advanced training we'll talk about, you actually learn how to walk a small circle for, like, you come through a doorway and you have to turn to the left because you want to go in the elevator immediately to your right. Then you learn to be able to walk through a doorway. That means you have to adjust for going through the door jamb. Then you have to learn how to stop. In the event of an emergency, you do learn the graceful collapse of the system so that if you do get stuck, you can gracefully collapse onto the ground and get out of the system. There's a bypass mode so that you can manually drive the system so that if your watch or communicator has a problem. And after every session, you do learn how to do a skin check because it is fairly tightly clamped to your body and you want to make sure you're not abrading the skin or causing any problems. Then there's all the general equipment like the laptop and the tools that all come with the Rewalk. And then finally, the end of the basic training is you learn how to do a wall rest, which doesn't sound complicated, but let me tell you, it's fairly nice when you can just not worrying about hold your balance and everything. And then we move on to the advanced topics. Now on the advanced checklist, there's 14 items, and the first one is to be able to walk in the Rewalk system and to be able to talk at the same time. To walk and talk, we're not going to get to the bubblegum portion of that yet. Then we have advanced walking skills where you're doing it in a noisy environment. So you have to learn to ignore the outside noise. Just like when you were learning to walk, you're not going to be distracted to concentrate on the system. And then we get to the point that we're in standing mode and we're at a counter to be able to reach to the counter, reach into the shelves, reach in the shelves below. So be able to navigate standing and working at a counter at the same time. Then you get to learn to do doorway navigation. And that means, in some cases, learning to open the door and get through it at the same time. Now, today we were working on timed door navigation, and that would be an elevator. So you wait for the elevator, then you step in, turn around, and as part of that, you learned timed walking. Like, I'm going to take one step and stop. I'm going to take two steps and I'm going to stop. So it's timed walking. Then you get the chair bench assessment, and that's the bench that we use for getting into and out of the system. And we've already made that assessment, and matter of fact, we're using a bench that you'll see here in the videos. Then we're going to learn how to walk on ramps. And here we are in the HealthPlex. So you saw me walking on the AstroTurf. Now I'm walking on carpet. I'm going to learn to walk on a wood shiny polished floor, and as part of that, I'm going to learn how to walk on ramps. I'm also going to learn how to walk on surfaces that are taller on one side angle walking, so that one side is taller than the other. I'm going to learn how to walk on multiple surfaces for surfaces that change, like getting up on a curve, on uneven concrete, carpeted versus non-carpeted flooring, so multiple surfaces. We're going to learn fall recovery, so that if I do find myself on the ground, how do I get out of the system and how to recover from it. Then we're going to have a 10-meter walk test when we're moving at more than 1.5 miles an hour. Basic slow walking speed. Then there's a 6-minute walk test where we have to go in that 6 minutes 110 meters, so basically a football field. And then we're going to learn how to do curve cutouts and how to adjust for curbs for when you don't have a curb cutout. So that's the advanced skills that you will learn with a Rewalk system. And once you master all of those, you bring it home and then you use it in your day-to-day life, and that's what we're looking forward to. One of the nice things about a Rewalk is that when you buy it, you're not just like going to the hardware store and buying a tool, then coming home and figuring it out on your own. Budgeted into that is the training that you will need to learn how to use it. The lady you see behind me right here is Lena, and she is our Vice President of Worldwide Training. So you're not out there on a limb all by yourself, and it's nice to have that support from the company who makes the system and works out a plan so that you can get to the end where you can take it home and use it independently. So again, it's a nice system. Thoroughly enjoyed using it. I hope this hasn't bored y'all too much about it. Now we're going to talk about the other aspect of part of my physical therapy, which is the cycling, which is the electrical stimulation of the muscles in my legs to help with circulation, to prevent muscle atrophy, and to remind the muscles, hey, this is what you used to do, and it's working out pretty good now. I think I've already mentioned in here in the introduction that because of working with the Rewalk and doing the Milo Cycle, I am now at the point now in vaults and transfers, I can actually feel pressure on the bottoms of my feet, and that's called proprioceptive perception, and that's muscle feedback to my brain to let me know what I'm doing to my body. So we hope you found all that useful. So a part of the program that we use is called the Milo Cycle, and this is it. It has a motor that spins at 35 RPM, simulating motion of walking, not riding a bicycle, and at the same time there are 12 pads on my quads, my hamstrings, and my glutes that are being fired as if I'm trying to push the ride. And what this has helped with is circulation. It's also helped with muscle atrophy, and the fact that now my legs aren't as cold as they used to be. And I'm starting to get some proprioception, meaning pressure I can feel on the bottom of my feet and when I sit down. So it's all good positive feedback. And again, we don't know whether it's part of the Milo Cycle, which we have, or whether it's the Rewalk that we're using or the therapy I'm getting, but whatever it is, I'm happy for all. So that's the Rewalk Exoskeleton, and all I'm doing to get checked out in it so we can bring it home and use it on a day-to-day basis. We're also on a day-to-day basis using the Milo Cycle, and these are all parts of our therapy that are helping us get sensation back in our lower body, and we're very hopeful for the future with all of that. So ladies and gentlemen, we hope you found all this useful and informative. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day flying your Grumman. Forget buying expensive toys for your kittens and cats. We find that just taking the aircraft spruce box and the paper on the tile floor is more than enough amusement for them for hours.